Woo! What a great fucking session. Woo! Man, that was great. Oh, man, it's so good. All right, guys. Today, I want to talk about the importance of, you guessed it, reading out your affirmations. Oh, man. Okay. So I was just thinking earlier, just as I was reading my affirmations just now, a few minutes ago, man, you just get so freaking worked up and what you're reading, what you're believing and seeing and envisioning and manifesting, and like, you just get so worked up. You're like, man, if I have something to say, people will definitely freaking hear it, because this is something that needs to be heard, it needs to be understood, and it needs to be applied. Guys, I think it's so important. It's so important to know what you want. And if you don't know what you want, guys, if you don't know what you want, which I understand, it's hard to know what you want in a world that's constantly pushing things in our face, pulling our attention this way and that way. And, sex is all over the place. Materialistic things are all over the place. Everywhere we're being told to do this and that, and it's things that are not even good for ourselves or the people around us. And man, I'm just so fed up with certain things. And it's like, I'm not mad that this is the way that things are, because when you learn that what you see in your outer world is simply a reflection of what you have inside your head, how you see yourself, your image. Here's the thing, guys. Isn't it weird that when we look at something, the way our vision works is that it goes through our cornea. It's like upside down back here. I don't know if you guys remember this from biology class, but it's like flipped upside down, and then we project it back the right way. But there's this, I'm pretty sure it's Wayne Dyer that coined this term that says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. It is a fact that everything in life vibrates at a level that is not seen. Everything vibrates. Everything, you could say, is alive in a way, in a sense, right? Everything is alive. Consciousness permeates through everything. Although my steering wheel in front of me cannot speak to me, I know that it's being affected by the words that are coming out of my mouth. There are vibrations that are going through the air, and they're affecting the world around me. And I cannot stress this enough, guys, that nothing can affect you that you don't let affect first yourself. Everything needs permission first. There's a doorway. There's an invisible doorway between yourself and the outer world that needs to be granted permission. In the same way, anything that you want in life, you need to give yourself permission to receive. Resistance. What is resistance, guys? Resistance is a pulling. It's when it's resistance, right? If we just think of the gym or resistance bands doing resistance training, you're going in a direction, musculo-skeletally, however it's worded. You're moving your muscles or your arms or your limbs in a direction that is opposing the natural weight. It's opposing gravity, and it's opposing the weight that you're trying to learn how to try to do, right? And although it's really a paradox, because that's how we grow. But at the same time, it's learning to work with it and seeing it as a building block, a help to grow stronger and better, right? In the same way, things happen in our lives that are resistance that we need to learn to work with and see the better side of. And the other side of resistance is like when you resist, you're not letting life flow. You're not letting the energy of life flow in the direction that it needs to help you progress in life and become who you need to be. And so it's kind of different in that way. But but the difference is that in the latter example, when someone says stop resisting, it's referring to you being the resistor. You are not letting something be. Versus when you're at the gym, the weight is the resistance. The weight is the one doing the resisting. I know it's kind of, bear with me. I know it makes sense in my own head. I'm trying to get it out in words, but bottom line is, guys, things happen in our lives that pull our attention. And the way to flow with that resistance is to come back to the center, is to stop living on our circumference and start living grounded within who we are. It's hard to know it's hard to be in touch with that side of ourselves when we have so many distractions in life. That's why it is so imperative. And it's not even a matter of if you do it, it's when, how long, how much, because guys, these things take time. This thing that I'm doing, this coming out at night in the middle of nowhere, if anyone were to see me through my window, I'm at the point to where I would not even care. I see cars riding by, and whereas before I used to think, oh man, maybe I should act normal and like I'm not screaming at the top of my lungs for the things that I want in my life. Now I do not care, because I'm not going to let anything get in the way of me fine-tuning my mind, my body, my heart, and my soul to match that frequency, that energy, to feel and attract the things that I want in my life. Guys, you got to be desperate. You got to feel that angst, that just immense burning desire within. Guys, we're all put on this earth for a reason. We all have a purpose here. The thing is, the purpose isn't just given to us. It's almost like being here. The purpose is to find out what it is for each of us, right? You need to find out what it is for yourself. And I want to get there. I know that I'm getting there. I feel like I'm almost doing myself a disservice to say that I'm not there yet, because you are what you say. I am are the two strongest words that are in the dictionary as far as defining who we are. I am. Anything after that, you are decreeing what your life to be. You are decreeing who you are. Therefore, what you are matches what you deserve. It's all math. I mean, math is everywhere, right? It's an equal equation. We need to put good in to get good out. We need to speak the words that we want to manifest into our lives to have them come back to us. And here's the thing, guys. I know that sounds so freaking stupid to say. I even hate I don't really necessarily like using the word manifest, because it's been used in the new age movement, and I think that it's a very delicate. It is such a delicate subject, because people can get to be misinformed, and they get to applying these things and they don't apply them right, and people don't really put out the right information that we need. We need to follow these rules, these laws of nature accordingly to better ourselves and the world around us. I guess on an ending note, I know this video is kind of all over the place, but I don't really like going off a script. Perhaps in the future it'll benefit me, but for right now, I really enjoy getting done with my affirmations and going straight into a video with whatever pops into my mind, because that's when I'm just prime for all the ideas that I have rolling in my mind to give you guys the best value. So on an ending note, I would like to say that, guys, when you are writing down your affirmations, especially when you're reading them out loud, you want to say them as if they exist in your life now. And forget about the fact that they may not be here yet physically. If you were to look around, you might not have the things that you want, but God, who cares? That's not the point. The point is to create that belief, create such a drive within yourself that nothing outside of you can mold you. Nothing can change your trajectory. Nothing can change your mind. You are dead set. You are just crystalline. You are crystallized. You are almost that which is what you want. You are basically that which is what you want, and that's the goal, is to be that which you want to be. So that nothing outside can mess with you. Nothing can, there is no question about it. You have just fine-tuned your body, your body, your mind, your heart, and your soul completely on this goal, on this desire. You have injected it with your faith and your gratitude in the moment for all of the things that you have and all the things you hope to be and have and enjoy. And guys, it's just so important to say it and feel it as if it is now, as if it is a fact now in the present, because all we have is the present, guys. We know that time is an illusion. Therefore, when we say that something will happen to me in the future, that I'm going to be this or that in the future, we are prolonging the time by which it'll actually happen. Why do that? We have so much power, so much untapped power within our minds. Our own minds have so much power, guys, to create the life that we want. We are doing ourselves a disservice in speaking words of doubt. Because that's all that it is. God wants you to be faithful in yourself, faithful in Him, to have the guts and the balls to say, this is who I am now. And believe me, that with enough time and effort, you will convince yourself. You will essentially hypnotize yourself, if you want to call it that. But the truth is, it works. It absolutely works. Because if you can see it in your mind, then you start to come up with very creative ways of attaining it in the real world. Believe that. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Anyone that does, I hope I'm creating value. And with that being said, you all have a good night.